Hey guys, hope you're doing good. So, I know I've been a little MIA, and it's only because I've been working on the Growth Creator program, which is the new program that's replacing the half a mil systems implementation program that we've been running for the last year and a half. We're doing a rebrand and we're revamping everything into the Growth Creator program. Okay, now the interview that you're about to watch is something that proves the importance of this growth thesis that I shared on the webinar. I know a lot of you guys are buying it. If you haven't yet gotten access to the webinar, you can find a link below by paying like $19.99. You get access to the webinar, you get access to the Lucid chart that I shared going over the growth thesis, and you also get access to the Google Doc as well as the community. So we're actually creating not necessarily a free community. It's not a free community because you have to pay $19.99 to access it, and you have to have gone through the growth thesis to be able to access the growth creator community that we have now launched on Discord. But this is a client who joined our program, I believe, like 6, 7, 8 months ago, who went from having a 9 to 5 to running like a consultancy or agency service doing $18,000 in a week, right? And I keep seeing a lot of these transformation in our program. So I was like, okay, now I needed to figure out a way to kind of like share this thesis with a lot more people so we can have more of these transformations. So if you check out this interview um, and you like it, please make sense of joining the Growth Creator program. Come and work with us. Come and leverage our thesis, our infrastructure to go and create more success in the world. But I was really excited to do this interview, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I'll just leave it at that. The Growth Creator program launches today, actually. Today that I'm making this video, we just released phase 1 of the program, and I hope you guys will get to experience it one day. But I love y'all. I'm back to work. Bye-bye. All right, all right. So today we have Mario Gonzalez. You said right now where are you in? You're in Texas, but where? Did you
Yeah,
say
I'm in
Texas?
Texas. I'm down here down south. Probably nobody knows. I'm from the valley. If somebody watches it, they'll know where it's from. But I'm heading to Austin pretty soon.
Sick, sick.
Yeah.
Um, did you? When you first joined the program, were you still in Texas or were you? I feel like you were from, like I thought you were from California.
No, no, no. I was always in Texas. I was here. You know what I mean? Now I just kind of kept the same thing. I didn't want to move around too much.
Yeah,
As I kept scaling, the temptation was there,
yeah.
but I just kind of stayed here.
Beautiful, man. Yeah. Yeah, from your recent win, I thought it would be great for people to kind of like hear about your transformation. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm excited for us to dive into it. Before we get started, just want to kind of like introduce yourself, like, what you do, uh, and just share a little bit of your story.
Yeah, man. So I joined half a mil last. I think I put 6 months there. I think it was closer to more. It was like August or a little bit of July, right? A
Yeah.
little bit earlier than that. So it's pretty crazy, right?
Yeah.
And when I joined, I didn't have doubts at all. I kind of just watched content and I dove right in. At the time, I had a six-figure job already in place. I was 20 years old. I had the job, 21 at that point in particular.
Hmm.
When I decided to leave, when I joined the program, and I had a lot saved up in the bank, right? I decided to invest most of it on the program, right? And I just kind of went all in, because we had our warm up session, or I forgot we call it, the kickoff call,
Yeah.
and I just got inspired, man. And I think one of the biggest things he told me was, hey, you can either make six figures, you trade six figures in a year for six figures a month, and that kind of just stuck with me,
Yeah.
and coming into the program, I got coached on starting a short form content offer, which I believe that at that time, I think as long as you said the word short form content, you would get a client, right? It was that it was that popular,
Yeah.
and I found a specific niche. I think you shared it when it was like it's targeting specifically podcasters, right?
Mm.
And I think nobody else was targeting podcasters at that point. So I would target podcasters with like 100 plus videos, and I would just kind of pitch them B-roll footage, because like why would you not have like the B-roll equivalent of what you already have? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? On top of their new content, because most of them were looking to switch to video, right? So I scaled that up 10K per month at the end of last year. Very recently, I think you saw the win that I posted, which was 18K, 18.5K to be exact in a week. This was 2 weeks ago now. Now running an agency where we basically leverage our expertise when it comes to YouTube VSLs, because that's something that I know you taught a lot. And we install appointment setters as well as appointment setters, but after we help people with the volume, whether it would be with VAs or paid advertising.
Nice. Love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Let's go back to the beginning. So where did you first hear about me?
Just YouTube.
Yeah.
Just YouTube. And I was scrolling. I was trying to find, I don't think I was trying to find, I think YouTube is an amazing place where kind of the stuff just finds you, you know. I didn't really know what I needed. You know, I mean, if I really looked at things at the time, then I was working that job, and part-time I was running a Facebook ad agency here for local gyms and places like that.
Yeah.
And I kind of just stumbled into it. I didn't even know what client acquisition was. I was doing cold calling, right? It was just like a bunch of stuff that I didn't know. But once I found it, I knew there was so much expertise that I kind of just didn't hesitate, and I just went straight in.
Yeah. And which courses had you gone through before prior to joining?
I went through Agency Navigator. I bought like 2 separate or 3 separate drop shipping courses, thinking that each one was going to get me better and better. Because before that, I had tried drop shipping, and then I fell right into the agency space. I paid a lot of money for those drop shipping courses, I'm not gonna lie. And then I saw Iman, of course. I think everybody sees Iman and kind of, you know, works themselves up. And I bought Agency Navigator, and I'm glad that there was no in between when it came to other courses. Instead I just, from agency, I went straight to $500,000, you know, which
Let's go.
was kind of changed the game for me.
What made you decide to invest the money you invested? How much did you pay to join back then?
For $500,000?
Yeah.
I think I did a deposit of like the exact deposit amount you're talking, or like it
How
was
much you
15
pay?
grand.
I don't
It was
know.
15 grand. Yeah, it was 15 grand.
Yeah. What made you decide to pay that much money?
It was just, for me, it was, I always think of it as an investment. Right? I've never been hesitant, even now when it comes to investing in place things that are going to get me better. You know, I've never been afraid to do so. So at the moment, it just felt like the reasonable thing to do.
Yeah, no, love it. Because for me, I always just try to understand, because there's different type of people, right? There's the people who know they need something, but they're kind of like gonna run around it year after year after years, right? And then when they know they need it, you know, they can change your life. But I'm sure also you had a job, so you were making money, so that probably also like
yeah, it kind of eased this decision. And I think tying back to the point where you were saying how people run around it, you know, a lot of people, they don't understand how buying a program or just having a mentorship, having a community, especially of people that are winning around you, how much it truly impacts and propels your, because there's no way in hell I would have gotten to where I am now if I wouldn't have taken the steps that I did, you know. And a lot of people, whether I hop on sales calls or when I used to hop on a lot of sales calls, I think the number one objection people get is, I would like to do that. I would love to invest in you, but I'll do it when I get my first client, or when I do this, or when I do that. You know, when it's like, hey, no, you first put in the work, you first put in the investment, whether it be time or money, and then you get the outcome. You know, it's just completely skewed.
100%. Yeah, no, I love it. Now, you ended up quitting your job. Did you quit your job? Had you quit your job before or after we had our chat?
It was after our chat.
Yeah, because I know you were telling me like, hey man, I remember our talk. You know, you have a 6-figure job, and you were like, hey, you know, your family, you know, feels like, you know, because a 6-figure job at 21 is crazy. 21, 22. So I was like, cool, man. Like, if your goal was to make 6 figures, if you feel like you've achieved the goal, I know your family is probably proud of you that you have a 6-figure job at that age, etc. But I was like, cool, you've done it, but like your potential is way greater than just making 6 figures, right?
Exactly.
So, and then you ended up quitting. How was it? Was it easy? Because I don't think you had clients when you quit.
No, I did. I think I actually signed a client like a week after. You know what I mean? But I had experience signing clients, so I knew it was possible with the Facebook ad agency, but nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
And but the feeling, to be honest with you, it wasn't at the moment. I didn't think about it. I think that it only set in after, because working a 9 to 5, and if anybody's in the position where they're currently working, whether it be a 6-figure job or a regular job, you kind of you literally have people that tell you what to do, and you have tasks assigned to you. When you get out of that, you've people play it out to be like, hey, you're doing your own thing, but it's like, no, like you really have to control yourself and
Yeah.
find the activities that give you the most leverage throughout your day
Yeah.
and just execute on those. So at it didn't really set in until, I would say, probably 30, 60 days in.
Okay.
And that's
Cool.
when it just,
Yeah. And what was one thing I want to ask you is like, what was the biggest bottleneck before you joined the program and after you joined the program? Like when you joined the program, what did you think was the issue that you had?
when I joined the program, the issue that I thought I had was acquisition. I can't get people on meetings.
Yeah.
And what the program taught me, literally the first module, was having like, service market fit. Do people actually want your thing?
Yeah.
Which is like, why am I over here trying to sell Facebook ads, trying to sell this, that, when people don't want it? It's just simply put. And throughout my journey, to answer the second question, my second problem that I thought I had throughout my journey was, again, acquisition, I guess. But I didn't realize the framing of acquisition, when all acquisition is gathering enough attention to get gathering enough attention to fill up that calendar.
Convert. Yeah.
As much, if you get attention through DMs, if you get attention to video, through paid ads, whatever it might be, you need attention every single day to your offer.
Yeah.
So the combination of those two, it just skyrocketed, because having an offer that people actually want to buy and having all the attention, that's what kind of mixed together, you can make any offer win.
Yeah. So at first you thought you needed meetings, and then you realized that the offer is what really sets everything into place. And then you went back, instead of focusing on, I need meetings, you realize that no, it's not the meetings it's the attention. You're not getting enough attention every day, right?
Exactly.
And today, what are your mechanisms? How many meetings on average do you book a week?
An average a week, it would be anywhere from, it varies highly, which I'm trying to set it down, anywhere from 15 to 30.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And where are most of your calls? So where is most of your attention coming from, and where is most of your meetings coming from? I guess that would be the same answer, but
I guess I'll frame it differently. The quality of meetings. So the quality of meetings right now coming in from YouTube. Right now I have like 400 subscribers.
Nice.
I get like 5 to 8 inbound meetings that are just, like the kind of, it's like a flashback to when I bought into $500,000,
Yeah.
And I get 5 to 8 meetings of those a month that, like, as long as I know I keep pushing out content, they come in. The rest of them is using VAs and appointment setters. That's where the rest of that, I think it's like, I would say like probably 20 more meetings coming into that.
Love it. Nice. And interesting. I love it. So what do you think made you have that 18K week? Like what was the, because I'm sure, you weren't making that the prior weeks, but like why in that week was it specifically?
Frankly and honestly, I think what it was one hire in particular, which was my systems integrator, right? And that changed the whole game for me, because having an outsider perspective of how things should run and how, like, every system runs, whether it's the sales team or acquisition side of things, whether it's operations, I was missing that link in between. And I would look at myself as the link, but obviously I don't have all the expertise in the world.
Yeah.
Coming in 2 weeks prior to that week, it was about systemizing everything, first of all delivery and then acquisition. And it was just a mixture of both, where we were able to perform, like, I think at the best capability we've had so far.
So the bottleneck was the fact that there were a lot of inconsistencies in the machine. Yeah,
there was a lot of holes.
Yeah,
I guess especially when in the sales process, there was a lot of nets. Like there wasn't a big net before, where people were fall, we would never hear from them again.
Okay.
Having a system set up there, and especially specifically with product delivery as well, being able to systemize that, being comfortable enough to say, I take this person in, I can give them their ideal transformation.
Yeah.
That the confidence just kind of skyrocketed, and I know the combination of all those things is what let us set the foundation. Of course, we had new systems, right? But I think new systems almost, in my end, brings more confidence,
Mm-hmm.
and it just, it just
Yeah.
made a couple painfuls, and
Love it.
that's what got me
So
there.
what is something that, because a lot of people are now getting into the appointment setting game. What is it that separates you from everybody else? Like, what would you say is the thing? Either it could be a process, like you have a proprietary workflow that you use that nobody else uses, or is it more so like maybe your way of operating? Is it your knowledge? Like, what do you think is? Because there are a lot of broke appointment setting people,
Definitely.
right?
Hmm.
So what
Right.
makes you different? What do you
I
think is
think,
your thing?
um, to be honest, I think it's our offer positioning,
Yeah.
right? In particular, because I think, well, the name of our program, or of our agency, is Creator Consulting. We get a
Hmm.
lot of names on it, and our framing of it, and I love the framing when you're coming out with this growth creator stuff. It's all about creating, giving value, and making something that lasts long term.
Yeah.
Whenever somebody comes into us, yes, we're offering them acquisition, but we're also looking at their offering positioning. Hey, it's about being straight up honest. When I have these warm up sessions with my clients, it's about telling them, hey, do you want to run a show from content agency for the rest of your life? Because if you're not planning on creating something that's worth it in the long haul,
Hmm.
then what are you doing? Then obviously we position ourselves in a way where we give them the mechanisms in order for them to achieve those outcomes, right?
Yeah.
But I think, if anything, it's our offer positioning, where, hey, we're not here to scale whatever agency you're coming in. We're honestly going to give you direct feedback and show you what works, give you what works, implement what works, but also make sure that you're in it for the long run.
Nice, nice. And what are some of the offers that you guys help people build?
To be honest, right now it's a lot of growth, I guess growth creator, growth agency type offers,
Yeah.
right? That's kind of like our main focus. I took inspiration from you when it was like about niching down. I think I heard a video from Alex Hermosi too, where it's like, why would you focus on helping a bunch of offers scale? Because before we used to help Facebook ads, and then I think a lot of appointment setting agencies just kind of get whatever they can take, right? But if you really
Yeah.
focus on, hey, who are the agencies I want to help as an owner, so I can make a solution catered towards them. And
Yeah.
obviously, by niching down that much, you can offer a way higher value. And
Yeah.
obviously, on your end as a business owner, you can offer a way higher ticket price as well.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. I love it. I love it. I love it. Yeah. No, I think it's a good thing. I love the fact that you kind of like saw the importance of being on YouTube. I think everybody should be on YouTube. I mean, I don't know what.
Yeah,
How do you sell YouTube? Because I'm sure, because a lot of the things you're doing are kind of like what we do. But what would you, well, how do you explain the value of YouTube? Because the reason why I wanted to get on a call with in this call with you is because you did something a little differently, right? A lot of the clients we have, they come in and we'll help them either refine, like for you, he'll give you a new offer and then this and that, and you scaled that, right? But you went even further. Instead of just looking at everything that we gave you, you also leveraged what I do, right? So it's like you
exactly.
not only just learned from the protocol, you learned from observing. And a lot of clients and the reason why I'm creating the growth creator program is because I'm looking at people like you. I'm like, shit, you just hit you had no business 6 months ago or whatever. Now you're
Yeah,
doing 18K a week. I'm like, that's fucking crazy. Because I didn't make 18K a week. I quit my job in July of 2020. I think I made my first 50K a month July of 12 months later.
the following year.
You just did 18K in a week. If you extend that on a monthly basis, that's 72K a month. And
Hmm.
6 months ago, you literally had just started getting your first clients. So I looked at people like you. I look at people like Mohiz. I look at, we have a lot of other clients who've done it. I think Francesco is also helping coaches do kind of like appointment setting. We have
Yeah,
Grant, who's kind of like doing the same thing. So I looked at people like you who are kind of like leveraging our protocol, and I'm like, oh wow, maybe should our positioning be a little different, where it's not just about scaling someone's offer, but it's allowing them to have something that it's like not just a good offer, but like a good fulfillment flow. Like you can actually
exactly.
deliver results. Because I can help you acquire meetings, but you know what's more valuable? Having something that works, that you give a
Yeah,
client. right?
Mhm.
So I want to know, how do you frame content for your clients?
To be honest, when I hop on these sales calls, I obviously sell YouTube as the way I if I have them on a call, it's perfect, because if I have them on a call from an inbound, it's perfect. It's like, well, you booked in through an inbound, right? Or you
Yeah.
booked in through YouTube, right? And I bring up the statistic a lot where it's like, hey, it's 7 hours of content before somebody actually buys from you on average, or obviously it's probably a lot more than that now. And so if you have 0 hours of content, then it's like, okay, like what really are you doing in your day?
Yeah.
And it's a lot of sometimes it's a lot of these short form content agencies that reach out to you, and it's like they don't even have content themselves, or any agency that reaches out to you and they don't have any content themselves.
Hmm.
It's like, what are you really focusing on if it's not if it's not creating content and generating attention?
Hmm.
you know
Yeah.
and for me, it's just focusing on that aspect where it's like, hey, it's for your ideal client. And to me, to be honest, if they're not open to making content, I really don't take the individual in as to become a client of ours. I make it known that it's, hey, like, when you come in, I expect you to make content so you can have the results. you know
Mm.
I'm not going to throw a setter. I'm not going to hire and train an appointment setter for your offer if you don't have any content, like
Yeah.
that you can leverage.
Yeah. Cool. And then also, like, the one thing that I want to, were you on the Webby that I did Sunday?
Not through all of it, but yes, I was.
Yeah. Cool. Did you watch the thesis that I shared? The
I
thesis?
think I got a pretty good rundown of it, but
Yeah.
not all of it. Yeah,
Yeah. Like, just attention, owning attention,
exactly.
educating people, and then converting them. Um, how is it? What are your main acquisition channels, like, when it comes to outbound? Because I guess you do outbound. You offer
Mhm.
like outreach, right?
Yeah,
Um,
outbound, particularly the channels,
yeah.
is mainly just Instagram and Facebook channel. Like
Yeah.
that's main two channels.
Nice, nice. And are you charging your clients for management, or are you just selling off like a one-time thing?
One time, and also my clients, I always tell them to offer one time, whether it be through payment plans or something. It always ends up being a retainer out of the way, but might as well jam pack all the value in the front end. You
Yeah.
know.
Wait, you just said your client ended up being a retainer?
Well, I'm saying, like, sometimes if with payment plans,
Oh,
whatever,
so it
it
ends
ends.
up being coming. It's played over a few
Yeah,
months, right?
yeah, over a few months eventually.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And have you thought of because, and this is more of an advice for you. Have you thought of taking what you've learned and actually building more of a, like, a management service?
Yes, I have. So the infrastructure, using it for other people to leverage it, right? That's what you're saying.
Like, going after bigger clients, because I'm sure right now you're probably helping a lot of people who are mostly kind of like struggling with
Yeah.
the type of problems were beginner problems, right?
Hmm.
But have
Hmm.
you thought of adding an option to have more of, like, yeah, you'll come in, you'll build these things, you'll be more of like a growth consultant, but you also have managing the thing that you build, instead of yes, because let's say right now, like, you had an 18K week, that's good, but, like, wouldn't you want to have an 18K week every single week,
Yep, I would love to.
right? So have you thought about that or not yet?
I've thought about it, but to be the management, I would have to obviously increase my team, and I think that's what, to be honest with me, is I need to just hire more and more and more and more, and, like, I
Yeah.
need to focus. I know right now that's my full attention, so I have thought about it. It's just about building it out, I guess,
Yeah.
because I think management is, I think it's a huge infrastructure, especially if you
Yeah.
want to tackle it at scale. Unless you offer a super high ticket price and
Yeah.
only do it for a certain
How
few
many team
clients.
members do you have? How big is your team?
Oh, it's really, really close, man. It's only 5 people. Yeah.
So you, systems integrator,
Myself, systems integrator, closer,
closer,
and setter, right?
setter.
And now one VA.
Okay. Interesting. So you're doing a lot of the consulting and a lot of the builds for yourself.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I meant 5 apart from me. So I have a client, like a person in charge of delivery. So a
Okay.
client success manager.
Perfect.
So he
And how,
handles all the intricals.
okay, and how are you managing the placement? The finding appointment setters or training them?
My setter for the most part, right? For my setter for the most part doubles as a setter manager. So
Okay.
I use the VA as leverage to just literally gather attention. So whenever we hop in my DMs, it's mostly all, I guess you could say technically inbound leads
Yeah.
that are gathered through, because the my VA's job is only to educate prospects. Follow-up sequence is only
Yeah.
getting prospects. The final sequence is getting them into the group. So if I want warm leads, I either go to my school community, or I go to a Facebook group that I have as well now, and or just tackle the DMs. But again, they're people that are already nurtured.
Nice. But well, my question was for your clients. How do you manage to get find setters and everything like that?
Oh yes, my setter handles it. So Facebook group posts, and then we have an SOP. She's mostly like a setter manager, and then my
Yeah.
closer helps as well with the DMing, since they're mostly on, I guess you could say nurtured already and educated by the VA,
Yeah.
right? The closer can kind of just go in and pick at that, right? And the setter manager once we pull them in, she handles the training for the actual appointment setters.
Nice. Would you like to leverage client acquisition at AOVA pool?
I think I've started leveraging it very recently. Yeah.
No, but like, do you get VAs? No, I'm like, would you like to have us fulfill VAs for your clients? Have you thought
Yeah.
about that?
hmm
Have you started? You
I've
said you just
yeah
started.
yeah I've started using that as well.
How
I
did you
started
st- how,
using the VA.
how did you start using? What do you mean?
So I
Like
started using the VAs to outreach for the clients that we bring in.
the VAs we placed for you?
Yeah, yes. So right, I went back. I got two more VAs,
Oh,
right? And those two VAs sent outreach educational message for multiple clients at a time,
nice,
right?
nice,
And then
nice.
so now the appointment setters I would say I have five internal team members, and then the setters are technically working under me, and
Yeah,
they're all happy because they can just go set for multiple offers with a bunch of technically inbound leads that are already educated.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because most setters leave because of there's no
There's
inbound
not a
traffic.
lot. Yeah, there's
There's
not
not
a
of
lot of
inbound traffic. So if the VA handles all, I guess you could say the dirty work,
yeah,
right?
the lead gen.
The lead gen aspect, then the setter can go in and literally have a heyday, you know?
Yeah, cool.
Mm.
Yeah, because the way that I'm trying to position, because we have a lot of VAs, right? We have like hundreds and hundreds. So like for you, because to build the operation we built, it's a 10, 15 people
I
employee
wouldn't
size.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
want to go through that.
So
Yeah.
so I bring it up because I'm like, um, when we launched the GCP thing, um, get access to our pool, because the way that we want to do it is you pay like a fixed fee every month, and
Yeah.
we fulfill on the VAs that your clients need, and you
Exactly.
just place them. I think that would be really sick. That would be a good like
hmm
symbiotic relationship. Okay, cool, nice, awesome. Now I want to talk about school versus Facebook group. Why
Okay.
the confusion? Why not
Yeah.
one?
I actually made a video on this. So what I found with school is that I think there's a lot of higher quality leads, right? But the response rate is just stupid low, right? Frankly and honestly, nobody opens school the way they open Facebook, right?
Because I
So
think it's always on a computer, right? They have to log in
yeah,
to
no, well,
actually
actually
get the.
now there's an app, so it's a lot better now.
Really?
But yeah, now there's an app. So my school community, I'm transferring it back to Facebook. If this is like, I guess if people are leaning right now to try like, hey, should I start a school committee? I believe school should be for internal clients, and Facebook should be a lead generation service,
Mhm.
or like a place for lead gen, because
Yeah.
there's a lot more people on Facebook, right? I used to think, hey, school community, it'll attract a lot more people. It'll attract the right people. But then again,
Yeah.
it's just like
It's
if the pipe is this small that it's going through, then it's like, why? When in Facebook, I can just easily, everybody has a Facebook. I just want to make it seamless for somebody to come into my ecosystem,
yeah.
right? So if somebody has to open up school, make an account, click approve, then it's
Too
like,
much
no,
friction.
wow,
Too much
too much
friction. Too much
friction.
friction. Yeah.
Exactly.
I was
hmm
saying this on our group call today. I was saying that, Facebook is a $700 trillion company. Like,
Yep.
I know Sam Ovens is a genius. He's smart,
Yep.
but
hmm
he's not. He has not spent the billions over the last
You can't
decade.
compete at this point.
You
Yeah.
can't compete. You
Exactly.
can't compete with the amount of engineering power
Meta has. Like literally,
Yeah.
Meta was the job was how can we get the users? Like
Mhm.
they've built a trillion. I mean, it's literally a $1 trillion company off of the
Mhm.
understanding of how to get someone to to get on a platform and stay on it.
Yeah.
Sam
All
Ovens is
of that.
just getting started today. I mean, I'm not hating on school. I think it
For
has a
sure.
great potential because Sam also
Mhm.
has a good brand, but I see a lot of people moving to school. I'm like, if unless your goal is to just have your private community there, cool, I understand.
Exactly.
But
Mhm.
if the friction to, because this is the thing, this is a lot of things. This is something a lot of people don't understand. Because for me, I've really started learning a lot about software, right, and
Mhm.
platforms. If you really want to build the best platform, you need to have it so that the thing becomes a habit. It's part
Exactly.
of the habit of the user. If
Mhm.
someone does not wake up and want to check school, there's no point in building your community there. Because if you add layers of friction, it's like, let's say as an example, I say, I'll give you a car, but the car is 30 minutes away. Every morning you have to walk 30 minutes to go get the car. But there's also a bus in front of your home. Even if the
Yeah.
car is more, you can move around faster, most people are lazy. They'll always take the thing that with the least amount of resistance or the friction, and they'll start taking the bus. So when you're building a product, the number one thing you need to think about is the least amount of friction possible, even when it comes to your own service. One of the
Yep.
things that we work on with our programs is like the reason why I built a pool of 21,000 VAs has nothing to do with the fact that I couldn't tell you how to go get a VA on onlinejobs.ph. I could have told you that. But then I would have, okay, so let me tell you how to build great offers. So there are people online who are building high ticket programs, and the only thing they're doing is giving people information, giving people plug and play templates, and giving people group calls. And they're like, oh, I've built a $10,000 program. And they're selling it because why? On their marketing, they're giving a lot. They're
Mhm.
marketing, overspending on acquisition. So people are like, oh, wow, I'm ready for this program. But when the people get in the program, they get one single onboarding call, and then they get thrown into the machine. But the machine is, yes, I know how to run Facebook ad. Yes, you've given me the knowledge. Yes, you've given me the templates. Yes, you've given me the VSL structure. But the issue is, I'm still a lazy fucking person.
Exactly.
So now there is friction in I have to open up school. I have to go to the classroom, or I have to go on Kajabi. I have to click here. I have to sit there. I have to click one and one, and I have to learn. And then I have to go and use ClickFunnels or use GHL. And then I have to do that, and I have to set up. Then every single step that is where I have friction points makes it so that there is a higher probability of someone not succeeding, right? Literally, even opening up GHL is a friction point. Opening up anything that is not already part of someone's daily habit is a friction point, and it works against the person in achieving success. So for me, the mindset, I think the reason why client acquisition that I has been able to be successful is because we look at every friction point and we're like, we'll do it for you. We'll find the VAs. You don't worry about training them for Instagram outreach. We'll figure out Instagram. We'll train them every single week. We'll onboard them we'll literally, even on the onboarding call, we'll sit there and onboard them with you. Why? Because an onboarding call with a VA is not your daily routine. So it's a new thing. It's a new friction point. So we take care of it, removing the friction. So this shit just moves. It
For you.
flows, right?
Mhm.
Now, it's true that not everybody's going to succeed. Like, I mean, we're not God, right? But at least we remove the amount of friction as much as we can. So at least as many people get on the other side. I can tell you that there are people who teach what we do for clients, and maybe 5% of people actually get to even starting outreach, right?
Yeah.
But for us is 100% of everyone who goes through our program starts acquisition. You need to start appointment setting by day 10 or so, right? Just by doing this, you can make your offer be 10,000% more valuable than all these other people. Like even the top people online that we look up to, are like, oh wow, this person is making a lot of money. they're making a lot of money, but they're not necessarily running a good service, right?
Exactly. And I think that's one of the first things that attracted me when I was purchasing half a million,
Yeah.
A lot of it was, we'll do it for you.
Yeah.
You don't want to, we do it for you. And as a person with what at the moment was putting in 60 to 80 hours of work week, I was like, hell, if I can just allocate a little bit of time and they'll do the rest for me, then it's like inevitable for me to not win.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I see it right away where it's, hey, if you can remove as much friction, and that's part of the reason where I'm moving my stuff back to Facebook now, because I just want to remove friction. When it comes to clients, when it comes to clients, maybe those points can be kind of like commitment points, okay,
Yeah.
now you
Add
got
a
to
little
school.
bit of friction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
add a little bit of friction, just so it's like, hey, like when
There's a
when locked
commitment.
in, they're locked in, there's commitment. But if you're strictly chasing after lead generation, setting more appointments, gathering more attention, to put it better, it's all
Yeah.
Facebook. It's all
Facebook, yeah, Facebook, Instagram, platforms where people are already at, right? Platforms where,
Mhm.
like, even I have my phone here. If I open it, I'm going to open Instagram. So if you were to DM me, reach out to me. Don't DM me on LinkedIn. What the fuck are you doing, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to check LinkedIn until next month. But
Mhm.
if you DM me on Instagram, I'll see it right away, right? If I never
Mhm.
answered you on DM, is because your DM was a little stupid. So but I see
Yeah,
every single outreach.
exactly.
I see every outreach. That's the funny thing. And you know what?
Mhm.
From me experiencing, like, being in a place where a lot of people are following me now, I've came to believe that any single person you DM, someone who's like an influencer or whatever, I'm guaranteed that they see every fucking DM.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. So when someone doesn't answer you, like, yeah, they saw it. They just didn't answer. They're just ignoring you, right? But
Mhm.
anyway, that's a tangent. Cool,
Yeah,
man.
for
I
sure.
love it. I love it. Awesome, man. So have you shared with your family now your success? Do they know?
They for sure don't know all of it. I mean, I think it's kind of too much, I think, at one point, right?
Yeah.
I'll show it in other ways when I buy my mom the Range Rover she wanted, and when I pay off their house,
Let's go.
that's how I'll show them.
Love it.
Talk is cheap sometimes.
Talk is cheap. But how do
Yeah.
you feel about yourself? Like, have you had a moment of like, because there is this moment in business where, when you're starting out, where you're like, okay, I think I understand it. And that moment is a moment where you're like, it's not about you're now making a shit ton more money, but it's like you've locked in that framework where it's like X is done, X, Y is done, consistently do it, and outcome happens. Inputs, outputs. When have you had that moment yet where you're like, okay, I'm confident I can
Mhm.
pull this off forever?
Yeah, I think this happened after that happened to me after the 10K month. I think it's damaging sometimes listening to a lot of podcasts, especially if you're like early on, because
Yeah.
I don't think I should have adopted this mentality so early. But when I was already at 10K per month and I wasn't getting it from a job, I already felt like, you know what, I don't want to do this. I'm already at where I was before. I don't want to do this for the money. I just want to just impact as much people as possible and make the best product. And after I made that switch was when I found myself just, I think you just look at everything a lot clearer. Like you
Yeah.
said, input plus input equals X output,
Yeah.
right? And that's what I try to explain to a lot of people when I'm just, hey, like business it's literally a cash machine. It's a system.
Yeah.
You put the right people in the right places and you get an outcome, right?
Yeah.
Good or bad.
Yeah. 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 No, love it. Love it. And what are some of your goals now? What is something that you're working on? What is
My
your goal?
goal,
Maybe revenue goal. It could be revenue goal.
I think my goal right now, revenue, I'm not too focused. I really want to get to, I know it's a lot, but it's 100K on YouTube. I really just want to dial in the content. I want to dial in the influence, right?
Yeah.
And just that's my goal.
That's what you're
Mhm.
optimizing for.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm optimizing for impact. Even now that I've started helping people in Latin America as well, with
Mm.
literally a mirror of our offer,
Yeah.
is what I'm doing over there is just for impact, right? It's just for impact.
How is it working? Latin
It's
market.
work.
How is the market reacting?
The market is reacting extremely. I'm telling you, I think I posted a win where it's like I book 30 calls. Like I spent a week hiring and training appointment setters, along with somebody that got me a connection with some over there. Spent a week. Once we rolled out, literally 30 calls in 1 week for Latin American market alone.
Wow.
Right. I was swamped with calls. So this was the week prior to the 18K week here in the US. Right. But in that week alone, I mean, most of them weren't qualified. So we ended up making around 6K in those out of deals closed over there. But I mean, obviously it's learning. So I think there's a big knowledge gap. I like to describe it to people, especially from the US. It's like if you were to hop on a call trying to sell someone a client $500,000 and you have to explain to them what an agency was.
Yeah.
Right. It's like you have to explain to them what the internet is, right?
You need
all
to
the way
introduce
through.
them.
You need to introduce them. So that's the big gap that there's over there. But obviously, somebody's always gonna fill the gap. So
but I mean, we have August, Augustine, right? From Argentina.
Yeah, for sure. I've talked to him a couple of times.
Yeah, he's killing it.
He's killing it over there.
Within the Argentine. I think there is a crazy I even know a guy in Italian market. I think they're doing also appointment setting stuff.
Yeah, I think Francesco is doing it as well, and I was texting with him the other day, and it's all about sometimes it's just about optimizing for impact, because some people, even if they're in their home country right now, if they're in India or whatever, it's like, hey bro, bring everything that you know back to your client, back to your roots. And even if it's not high ticket compared to US standards, it's still going to be high ticket compared to any country standards, and you're going to be able to scale that way higher. Why? Because obviously people,
there's just more
there's
people,
that big
and
gap.
there's more people. There's more people to help, right?
Exactly.
I love it. I think it's a great play. I think there is a lot of money to be made in these developing countries, because they have the internet, so it's like so as long as they have the internet, we can sell them. But no, I like it. So 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. How are you going to get there?
That's a big question. I think for me, obviously getting with some content agencies, which I don't know if it's the best play, but just starting a big content rollout. That's, I guess, where things are headed. But we'll see how that content rollout goes. Just pumping out a lot of volume. I think that's how I play it.
Yeah, nice. I haven't even been. I haven't set goals for the YouTube channel. I think that's why it doesn't grow as fast. I just
and I just know, like, I just right now I'm correlating it heavy. For every 20 subscribers, get about one client. So it's okay. Just maximizing for. Obviously, it varies. There's a range. It might be 20 to 100 subscribers to get a new client. But optimizing for that will, one, give me the feedback that I need, that I'm putting out the right content and giving out the right information, because I don't want 100,000 subscribers posting Mr. B style YouTube videos. It's just like, that's not the goal. The goal is to, well, frankly and honestly, it's to be Serge, but with 100,000 subscribers, because that individual is making millions a month. Millions. So I'm optimizing. All I know is input plus input equals X output. So I know YouTube is part of those inputs.
Yeah, love it, man. I love the fact that you've gone really hard on it. I commend that. I think it's smart. Love it, man. I don't know if you had any other question, maybe, or anything you wanted to ask me before we wrap up.
No, I think that's pretty much it, man. Thank you for having me on.
Love it, man. Awesome. So last 3 things.
Oh, okay, cool.
If you were to go back 6 months from now, what would you have done differently, or what would you have started doing a lot earlier? Let's say go back 6 months. What would you have started? What is something that you started doing that you would have started doing a lot earlier?
Documenting my journey and giving a lot more. I think documenting at any point that you're at, right? I think I would have done that. Another thing I would have done is really evaluate what I want to do long term, because I think a lot of the people that are in half a mil as well, or any other high ticket mastermind,
Yeah.
they the only way they last is if they're truly doing something that they can do long term, and honestly find a vision for it. So I
Yeah.
think I would evaluate that and then go in. Because if you truly find that, then if once you truly find that, then you know where to go from there. But if you come into a program and try to scale maybe a short form content agency because that's what people are making money for, then obviously you're not going to have the same level of impact. And obviously in this world, sometimes impact is measured by dollar signs, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Love it. Love it. Cool. And what would you suggest to someone to do who was in the same position as you? Like if you were to kind of like what is the advice that you would give yourself? The you from 8 months ago.
I would have gone in, I would have burned the ships a lot sooner.
Yeah.
I would have just done it. Nah, I mean, there's always a regret of why didn't I start sooner? But I think really and truly,
Mhm.
honestly, is do you believe in yourself enough to do it? Because nobody sometimes nobody has the balls to do it, and
Yeah.
that's the biggest step, And so
Yeah.
I would have just burned the boats a lot sooner, started a lot sooner. But
Yeah.
obviously sometimes it was lack of information that led me to make that leap. Right. But once you find that information, if maybe you're watching this podcast or you watch Serge's videos, if you're literally consistently waiting for some magic, for Serge's next video, for my next video to hit, for you
Yeah.
to blow up and make 10K a month, it's like it's never gonna happen if you don't go all in.
Yeah. 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 I tell this to every client. It's like you need to deserve the success.
Yeah. Mhm.
Like you're not gonna go. You're not gonna walk your way to the mountain and think that you're gonna get there. No, like it's like the universe has a certain way of kind of like feeling who deserves. It's like there is a
Yeah.
price to pay. Like you cannot. Maybe the price is not money. Maybe you think you're
Yeah.
gonna just go through it alone, but then you're gonna pay in time. But even the people who pay in time end up figuring it out, right? But there is
Exactly.
a price either way. Like whether you buy a program, whether you buy a service, whether you do any of that, like, but you need to be ready to pay a fee. There is a price to
Mhm.
everything. If it's not a
Exactly.
price that you pay, then there is a cost. And the cost is your dream life, right? I think I
Mhm.
said this on the webinar, which is because we introduced our the new growth creator thing, and it's said, hey, it's 15, 20 grand. And it's like, hey, that's the price. This is the fucking price. It's like it is what it is.
Yeah.
But it's a monetary price. But there is a cost to you not getting the price.
Mhm.
The price is the money. The cost of not going through it is the cost of you not achieving your dreams. Either way, you're gonna pay.
Yeah.
Like it's
Exactly.
like there's no getting
Mhm.
outside. The only way to not pay is to not have desires. If you don't
Mhm.
desire anything, literally remove all the desires. Don't desire nice cars. Don't desire a penthouse. Don't desire flying your people, your team, your clients somewhere, some beautiful places and drinking wine while look at the sunset. If you don't desire none of that, you've already won in life, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But if you have desires, like you better
Yeah.
pay. There is a
Yeah.
price to pay, regardless,
And
right?
I was seeing something like that online the other day. I think it's this individual called Andy Elliott. I've been seeing his content all day. Well,
Yeah.
not all day, like it just comes up. And he said something which was a lot of people say life isn't fair, but he was saying the inverse, which is like, hey, like I think life is extremely fair. You get what you put in.
Mm,
Life is extremely fair. He's
yes.
not. I mean, you never met an individual that's went all in consistently with the right resources, obviously, and the right implementation, and literally hasn't won. You get what you deserve. Life
Yeah.
is extremely fair.
Crazy, man. That's a funny thing to say because it is
Mhm.
extremely fair. It's the law of you take an action and there's an equal amount of reaction, right? So there is no action without a reaction, right? So
Exactly.
yeah, love it. All right, cool. Now last question is, How would you how on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the $500,000 program? At least what it was.
$500,000. So not the new growth creator program.
Maybe the new growth creator program, you know.
Okay. The information and implementation, 10 out of 10. It's everything's there. You just have to use it.
All right.
You know, everything's there. You just have to use it. Whether it doesn't matter how the information, doesn't matter how you use it. If you use it to leverage it like myself and make something kind of similar and also like a little bit of something else, you know, leverage the information in your way. You can either directly implement what you're told, or you can take it as an example of, hey, this is what ca.io is doing and it's working extremely well, you know? So why not try to, whether it's
build
you're
a
in
business
another
around
industry,
it.
build a business around it, or build a clone, I guess, in another industry, right? Whatever it be, it doesn't even have to be, you know. So the information is a 10 out of 10, and you can use it to leverage whatever offer you want. And so I think people should just look at it as that.
Yeah, thank you, man. No, man, I'm super proud of. I mean, you quit your job, man. You burned the ships, and you got what you deserved. So, congrats on all your success, man. And I think, you know, from people watching this, you know, go find Mario Gonzalez. I think you guys won't have a difficulty finding him, but you know, he's a sign that, you know, when you go all in and you actually implement, because you actually did it. It's not just, oh, I paid. You paid and you paid attention, right?
Exactly.
When most people never pay, they just pay attention and just get shit for free, and then they're like, "Oh, I'm still broke." Well, no wonder. You're like, yeah, of course, you're just a consumer, but you need to become someone who implements and takes success and creates more success out of it, right? So yeah, man, I'm really excited. I think with the new growth creator program, we're going to have a lot more case studies like you, because we're giving people the success formula.
It's exciting, man. And for anybody that's watching, you know, it's the growth creator program is literally a roadmap to got to how I got here right now. Looking at it in the framing of it, it's literally, I would say, if I were to go back and the growth creator program existed, you know, it would have been, I would have purchased it. Crazy. I would have purchased it over $500,000, if I'm being honest. You know, but I mean, everything in due time, man. So again, like you said, it's a price to pay, but the cost is much higher.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah, I think the growth creator is going to change the game.
Yeah,
I just have this gut feeling. I don't know. I think $500,000 was great. We're doing the things that people were, but now it's like we're going even a step further, right? We're building the platform to not just help people get clients, but also help people serve their clients. And I think that changes the narrative, you know?
Yeah, I heard it, and I see it. It's amazing because you're kind of niching down like one further, you know, and it's absolutely amazing because I don't know if you know who Dan Coe is, right? Talks a lot about creating your own niche. So right now, you should definitely look into Dan Coe, digital economics. Like that's for me what I mix the two. So finding your own purpose and then building a business around it, right? And he describes perfectly the kind of like your path that you're going on right now, which is you're in the creator economy, you're making your own niche. You kind of made the Serge niche, and now you're simply going further, right? You're simply just going further in that niche. And the beautiful thing about the creator economy is I think there's no competition, you know, you pivot and there's another person that takes that place. There's another person that's going to start $500,000 and do amazing at it. Right.
Yeah.
But you, as long as you keep evolving, you know, you keep changing the game with growth creator program. It's just amazing, man.
Yeah. No, amazing. Yeah. No. Yeah, I'm excited, man. But no, man, thank you for making time to jump on, and I'm super looking forward to what you end up building. And you know, I'm here to help out because that's why I'm here. But man, fuck it, we did it, bro. You did it.
Yeah,
you did
for
it.
sure, man.
So
I did it.
Be proud of yourself, but you know, just know that this is just the beginning. This is literally just like you're not even scratching the surface. You're literally just waking up. It's 8 a.m. in the morning. You haven't even drank coffee yet. That's how you should see it. You're literally just still on your phone scrolling on Instagram in the morning. That's how you should treat your success right now. the day is just
Mhm.
is not even starting, right? You open up the phone before the alarm went off, and the alarm is going off in 30 minutes. That's how your
That's how.
success is right now. You're just getting
Yeah.
started. So I want you to keep your head down and produce 10 times over everything you can. You're going to need to beef up that team, because five people on the team, you can flip it how you want it.
Yeah, it's not enough.
Talent is how you grow. Like you're not going to touch 7 figures if with 5 people. So
And I went through a lot of people, especially in the beginning. You
yeah,
know, I think out of those 5 that in the beginning, I probably gone through 50 hires, you know, so 25 hires just to eventually
find a
for
few.
every
Yeah,
role, you know what I mean? Especially
yeah. It's not
for
easy. It's not
acquisition.
easy. Yeah.
But once you
No.
find those people, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of things people can do, especially just in one role. And I think it's
Yeah.
kind of diluted, you know. You don't need 5 client success managers, you don't need 5 setters, you don't need all
No.
this crap, you know.
Yeah. No, man. Yeah, but congrats, man. And yeah, you set out, you achieved what you set out to achieve. Now let's build bigger. Cool, man. Awesome.
That's
Thank
it.
you so much. Have a beautiful day. And thank you guys for watching this. I hope you guys got inspired by it. And yeah, let's do
Cool, man.
everything. Let's go bigger.
All right.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.